Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Thursday, February 16th. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back, and thank you for stopping by to see what I've been working on this week. I have a lot on the table. Over the past weekend, or last weekend, myself and Alicia, who is the Fanciful Flamingo here on YouTube, along with on Instagram, we have a Facebook group called SYS 2023, which stands for Stitch Your Stash. And in that Facebook group over the weekend, we hosted a hashtag SYS 6 and 6. And I did still have some questions about what that was, and I just wanted to answer them real quick, and then I'll show you what I worked on. But what it is, it's a shorter version of what Kia from Kia B and Pam from Just Keep Stitching started for New Year's Eve. And this is something that we are planning in our group to do once a quarter. And it's where you have, over the course of the weekend, you choose 6 projects, whether they're new starts or whips, to work on for an hour each. You can also work on one project for 6 hours, or however you want to break it up. You can have whatever works for you. But the point is to have 6 hours over a weekend where you are stitching on your project or projects. A lot of times we do have time in the evening, and that's when I normally stitch, and I stitch for a couple hours each night. So that's when I was able to get some of mine done. To be honest, I did not get in all 6, so I did what I could, and then I kind of ended up working on some other things because I didn't really want to have a new start, because all of mine were new starts. So I wanted to go ahead and show you what I did, which of course now I've mixed them all up. So this is one of the projects that I worked on, and this was a new start. And my friend, who is Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, we were texting with some other friends, and she said, I want to start a Blackbird project. And I have been wanting to also. And so we both said, or she said to me, because I said, what are you going to stitch? And she's like, I don't know. Why don't you pick a project and I'll pick a project and kit them up, and then we'll show each other what we picked. So the funny thing is that we both picked a project from the same book, but we picked different projects. So I decided to start this one right here, which is called, I think I know, but I want to tell you the right name, American Eagle. So this one right here, and I've been wanting to start this for a long time. She started the one up here. And then there's also the Salute to Abigail, which I had started, but I don't like what I picked. So I'm going to restart that at some point. And then, of course, there's the pincushion. So there's so many good things in this book. If you don't have it and you enjoy Blackbird, this is well worth your money. As are most all of the I would say all the Blackbird books, because there's so many things in them. And even the patterns, there's finishing instructions, very detailed information on how to stitch the project, what to use. And again, like I said, the finishing instructions, it's just really well presented. So I used the called for fabric, which was 32 count gray. And I'm using most of the called for colors. And the one thing, so in the book with the pattern, because I was unsure of what I was going to do, so it's 32 count. And it says, which I really can't tell from the picture, but it says in the instructions that they used 1 strand of floss. So that's what I started doing. And I'm using, like for the border, it calls for Pelican Gray, and I'm using the Pelican Gray. And then I started with the word America, and let me see. Okay, they used Antique Rose, and I want to say I have most of the called for colors. Okay, I'm using Wood Rose. So I wanted to check and see because I did get antique rose with another project I'll show you. I wanted to compare the colors because I feel like mine is really light, but I don't dislike it. It's kind of hard to see, but it does make it look more antique-y. So I got the border in up here, and then I started down on the word America, but in the picture, it just looks so much darker. So I know the instructions say using one thread, which I enjoy because it's easier for me, but I just don't know if you can see it very well. So I'm trying to decide, do I just want to keep going, or do I want to try to find, or actually, like I said, I have antique rose. I could compare the colors and see, but I really like it, and I've wanted to, I've used a couple other weeks fabrics, and I really wanted to use the gray color and stitch that. And like I said too, I wanted to look at this. Okay, they used mink. This is another one I really want to do. And I feel like it was Shelly on Antique Needleworkers. She was showing this, and I think she said someone had a conversion. Maybe it's the Tinsmith's Wife. I need to go on and check again. But I really want to do this, and it does call for 36 count mink by R&R, and I have not seen that, but I mean, this looks similar, so I might use the Weeks Dye Works gray, which it was called Confederate gray, and now it's just called gray. But I might use that for this. So this is another one. At some point, I have no immediate plans to start it because I have so many things going, but I do want to get into some patriotic, I think. And that's what I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I have a lot of, and I'll show you the colors. I have a lot of spring stuff. I haven't got it out, but I know I have a lot of spring. The spring colors are calling to me, but I kind of also want to get some patriotic stuff done. So I'm trying to decide between starting more patriotic or pulling out patriotic I have started, or continuing and get into some more spring stitches. I just haven't decided yet, so I need to figure that out. But that will kind of play into some plans I have. I'll talk about at the end for next month, which, but I also was laughing because I feel like I should just stop telling you what my plans are, because every time I say this is my plan, then I feel like I am not doing it because I get to the day and then I don't want to do it, because I was going to start Entwined Hearts by Scarlet House. And then on Valentine's Day, I didn't really want to start it. So I keep going back and forth on all of that. Okay, so back to 6 and 6. This was another start, or this actually, let me put this to the side because I did not start this that day. I did work on this one though. This is Sweet Summer Come Again by Blackbird again. And this was a whip. I started this last year and I wanted to brighten the colors. And I actually started this during Crafty Cottage Stitches. They had a hashtag called #StrawberrySocial, and I started this for that. And I bought a whole bunch of strawberry patterns, which at some point, maybe in the summer, I'll get back to those. But I completely changed the colors, and this is what I have. So I did work on this. I'm almost finished. I just need to do, there's a couple of the like star quilt block looking pieces, and then there's a couple other little daisies to go around here. And then when I'm finished, I will list the colors that I used because a few people were asking. But I also am thinking of using some of the antiquing spray, but I'm thinking of putting it in a bowl and then using a paintbrush and kind of painting it on so that I'm not necessarily covering up all of the colors. I like the red and the pink. I do think They might be a little bright once I put some antiquing on the white, but I haven't decided. So, and if I do it, I'm going to do a little tester over to the side and see what it looks like. And then I might end up just leaving it how it is, but I'm not really sure. So that's where I am on there. And that's in a bag that I made using Lori Holt's strawberry pattern. I also made this last year when I was doing the strawberry social. I had pulled a whole bunch of colors to put in a bag with strawberry patterns, and then I kind of got off doing samplers and into other things. But I really want to get this done, so I'm going to put that in a pile to get back to soon. This one, okay, so let me see. So I kind of worked on 4 main projects, and then I stitched a little bit on the roof of This Is the Day. And then there was something else I was working on. Of course, I don't remember what it is. So here's my 3rd project, is I started Mad for Plaid Spring. And I am doing the stitch along. I'm a little bit behind. But like I said, it doesn't take very much time. So I'm not worried about catching up. The reason I did not get very much done is because within my hour, I was going to use 30 Count Twilight by Weeks Dye Works. When I put it in my hoop and I went to start, it was like too loose and I did not really like the fabric. So I decided, and my stitches for this particular one, I did not like. And I don't know if it's because it was like, this is such a condensed stitching area and it was like too loose, or I don't know what was going on, because I like that fabric. But this is 32 count charcoal, just Belfast linen. And so I went ahead and started it on that. I like how this looks. And so I need to go ahead and get the rest of this finished, or get some more done. Because right now in the stitch along, and this is with Chantel, so the hashtag is hashtag 141 Mad for Plaid Sal. Right now they're on week 3, and so you should have the strawberries, the flower baskets, and the word spring, and then next week is the birds, and then it's the finishing. So I need to get moving on that. But I feel like I can, if I focused on this one night, I could get a lot of it done. But I haven't not really like been in the mood to do it, so I haven't picked it up. But I love it, so I will get back to it. And then this was the other project that I started, and this is by Little Robin Designs, Jane MCD. And I think this is so cool. This is a, I'm pretty sure it's a reproduction, but it just has like the most fun colors. So I just have a teeny tiny start, and I'll show you. Of course, the colors are not on a thread ring. Ooh. These are some of them. There's another, there's a green I need to get still, but this is the colors, which are so fun. So I just got this little teeny tiny start. I don't remember which day this was, but it was the Super Bowl. We had a birthday party one day. The other day, I forget what was going on, but we had a busy weekend. Of course, the one weekend that I'm doing this challenge, and then we have so much stuff going on, but it's okay. And I got stuff done, so that was all that mattered. So that's what I worked on for 6 and 6. So like I said, I got the kind of the 4 projects. I did do the roof on This Is the Day, and I think maybe I did that for about 2 hours. So that would be my 6 projects. Then on Monday, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go right into whips. On Monday, I started, this was a Sal started by Nicole Spohr, and she has a YouTube and Instagram as well. More Chocolate Bunnies by Hands On Design. And so this week is the bunnies and the top border. And it started on Monday. You can join in at any time. I am using the DMC, and this is where I started. And I am stitching this on 30, oops. This is what the DMC looks like. I am stitching this on 32 count flax. So that is where I am. So I want to get back to this before probably over the weekend and get caught up to where she is so I can follow along. Also, for this stitch along, Chantel from 141 Design is has designed a finishing board, and that will be coming out soon, showing you how to finish the piece. And Nicole will also be finished. She'll be doing the tutorial showing you how to finish. And this is the first bag from Rika, House of Stitch and Stash I bought. It was this with a big vinyl bag. And I love this bag still. It's so pretty. And I just have a little project in here. So I found this the other day and wanted to show you guys, but I love that bag. Okay, so 2 more whips I have. This is one that I have been in the club with Happy Little Stitch Shop. It's the Garden Club series by Blackbird Designs. And so Angela at Happy Little Stitch Shop, she has a club right now where once a month you get a new chart. And I went back and forth multiple times. Do I want to stitch these as individual pieces, or do I want to use the layout that I've seen? I'm like, there's one layout I've seen where they're all on one piece, or if you do them individually, you can sew them together. They have they show you kind of on the back, some of that, but I don't really even know how I came across this. I think it might have been that she showed it on her last video. But Lisa, Kindred Stitcher, she showed on her Flosstube her framed piece of this, all in one piece. And she has created a different layout than I had seen, and I really like it because it is more interesting to me. It has, for instance, this is where I started at the bottom. This chart, which on another layout I saw, they stitched this like a square. On hers, she broke up and she has that part. Let me see. I should have printed a picture of this. So she has this piece. Then she has number 10. Then she has number 4. And then she has the other half to number 3. So it's all in a line like this. And then the next row, it's a little bit different. So it's not like this. Here's a good example of all of them just in squares. So the way that she put it together, it's just a little bit more interesting where it's not all squares. It's kind of, there's some rectangle with a square, and then she has some other pieces broken up. On her Instagram, Kindred Stitcher, and I'll put a link below to her Instagram. She has a picture showing you and has all detailed out on how you do her layout. So I went, took picture, and I don't have all the charts, but I needed number 10, which we haven't got to number 10 in the club with Happy Little Stitch Shop. So I just ordered number 10, and I'll give away when I get the other one or something. But I wanted to have all the pieces that put the bottom together. So I have a teeny tiny start, which I did this yesterday because it all came yesterday. I am using the called for floss, and I decided to stitch this on 36 count Fragile from Needle and Flax. So this is my start. And so what I'm stitching down here is this part that has the bee skip. And I'm using Lisa's picture. So I don't know if this is the color she used, but she darkened up this border. Because in this one, it is Lexington green, I think, is this, which is a little bit light. So I did darken that up. I will use that light color within the flower, but I wanted to highlight that border. So I'm really excited about this. To me, this is very spring-like. So I'm thinking that this will kind of be a good spring stitch. So that if I do want to get into some, this is just the colors for the bottom row. And then I think a lot of these are used in the other pieces, but they do add a few other colors. But I wanted to just make sure that for this whole bottom section that I had all the colors so I could go across the whole bottom. And then once I get to the next row, then I'll go and assess and see what other colors I need. But I'm really excited about this project, and I think it'll be really pretty when it's all done. So like I said, to me, this is very spring-like, and that's kind of how I've been picking some of my spring-ish stitches. Are not necessarily that they are Easter or bunnies or anything like that, but more just based off of the colors. So that's how this one came to be. And this is in a Dot Dot Goose bag. But I am really, like I said, I'm really excited to get more work on that. And then this is my last whip, and this is, I kept trying to resist this pattern, and then it's like the more you resist it, the more you see it. So I keep seeing this all over. And the final straw was, again, I was watching Antique Needleworkers the other night, and Shelly showed this, and I was like, okay, I just need to go get it. I will get, it's all DMC, and you can use a Veriswa, but I was going to do all DMC. I already had a piece of fabric, and it was actually the exact size. And I was like, I'm just going to get it, and I'll get it kitted up. I will start it, and then whenever I want to pick it up, I'll pick it up. I am in zero rush to get this done. I have to get it done at this time. But this is Lucy Calcutt 1826 by Just Stitching Along. And this was a start for Sarah Wren's birthday. And Carrie started this with her, and Sarah started it, and Shelly started it. I didn't know that. And other people did too. But I saw Carrie start it and Sarah, and I was like, it's so pretty, but I already was stitching on something. Oh, they started this July 1st for Sarah's birthday. I started, who is it? Anne Uffendell by Hands Across the Sea. So I was like, well, I'm not going to start this too. Well, don't ever say you're not going to start something. Unless you have more self-control than I do, which probably many of you do. But the house, everything. And also what really sent me over the edge to start it is Sarah was working on this during 6 and 6. And Sarah changed her house to a blue house, and it is a blue border. And although I love the house and I love the border, because I'm pretty sure they're in 347, which is my favorite red, the blue, like, I loved how hers looked. So I asked her what color she used. She said it was a blue from the pattern, which it was. And so I went and got it yesterday. And of course now I don't, okay, I think this is the right way. So this is the whole piece of fabric. It's a really big pattern, but it's okay. So this is the whole piece, and I started in the middle, which is that really pretty flower. And that's the other part that's what attracted me to the pattern in the first place. But I had this giant piece of 20 count Dunes at Dusk by LFA Linen. And I was like, this will be awesome. And Shelly talks about this on her video too, is that she has hers on some type of Aida. I think it's 18 count, but it's like a comfort stitch because I don't have to count. I'm just counting one square where I am normally stitching on linen. And so I'm having to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and because I'm skipping a square. This is, I'm stitching in every single square. So the counting and the ease is much easier for myself. The only thing is this flower in the middle is quite intensive. So that's what I started last night, and that's as far as I got. It's going to be gorgeous. But I'm trying to get this flower done, and then I'll move to another section. But if I could get the flower pot in the middle done, which I'm sure you've all seen this on other places, I feel like that's like the most intricate stitching because of the color changing. And the other part, there's a lot of stitching, but it's not necessarily like this middle thing. There's a lot of different colors in that flower. So there is that. And this takes a lot of colors. It's all DMC, or I bought the DMC. But this is the colors. It's really, really pretty. So I'm a late starter to the party for Sarah's birthday sal on Miss Lucy Calcutt, but I have it. And when I want to get it out, I'll pull it out. And then in also about sals, Carrie's birthday sal is going on, which is Harriet Hay, and I have that kitted up. I haven't gotten it started yet, but I have it ready to go, and I'm going to get it started. I just haven't. It's another big piece, and I have to be in the right headspace to get a big piece started. But then once it's started, at any time I can go and pick it up if I want to. So, and I also mentioned in my last video, I have a special basket. It's one of my 1803 Ohio farmhouse or farm baskets that I have all my sals, and so that I kind of, those are being kept separate. And then I have a basket with my large pieces that I pulled that I have written on my whip sticks, which I will share those with you during my 1-year anniversary video. So those are in a special basket. And then I have another basket on the ground of summer whips, summer patterns, some are kits of things that if I'm going to have a new start, or I'm going to do starts for 6 and 6 or whatever, that's kind of the patterns I've pulled that I would like to work on this year. I have found myself going and finding other ones that like are in my stash that I've seen other people working on, but that's fine too. I just was trying to make some type of organization to where if I was like, I want to start something, but I don't know what to start, I can just kind of go to this one basket. So, okay, so that's on my whips, which was a lot because I did the 6 and 6. This weekend on Saturday, I am going to the Brick City one-day retreat in Ocala and the Bare Bones retreat. I'm going to take my This Is the Day to work on filling in the house. I didn't do anything. I did do a little bit on the roof, but besides that, I haven't touched that. So I want to fill in, and I'm probably going to take one other project with me just if I kind of get bored filling this stuff in, but I'm sure I'll be talking and whatever. So I'm anticipating that that's what I'm going to work on, but you never know when you get there. All right. I wanted to show 2 other things, and then I'll talk about my haul. I have the giveaways from last week, and then I'll talk about my next video. So this is something I kept meaning to bring it upstairs, and I kept forgetting it. This was my little pin cushion I made using Kathy Haberman's tutorial, and this is my pin cushion. And I put some little bees. I covered the back up. And I thought with these, it would be really cute to put a magnet on the back and stick this onto your like magnet board, and then you could stick your needles in here, or you could stick pins. But I used her tutorial for finishing into the hoop with a little bit of a puffy, basically a pin cushion finish, and finished this up. And this is how I finished my Bless Your Heart ornament, but this I did as a just fabric. And then I did a little update to my Target jewelry case. Oh, and I have some messiness in here. So what I decided to do, and this was after, I forget who I saw, might have been Tanya from the Scarlet House or someone, they had taken a different type of box from Amazon and done this to it. And I was like, I think I like that better than having all of the sections in mine. So what I did, and this actually gave it some other, like some color. So what I did is I took all of the stuff out of the bottom. Let me take this out. I took all the stuff out of the bottom and I covered a piece of sticky board with fabric and glued that in the bottom. And then this is just a piece of batting I just stick in here. It sticks right to the fabric, and I can put my orts on here while I'm working. Then when I'm done, I take my orts, which that's what that was, and I put it in a trash can. So this is kind of like just, I'm working right now and I put the orts here and then I put them in the trash can. Then over here, there's a magnet underneath of here. And this is a metal tin that has inside of it, I just have a needle minder, but it sticks to in here. So it keeps, I put the needles in here, and then I just have other things. I have some needle minders, my corner gauge. This is just a little fun thing I got from 5 Times Blessed, I think is what the shop is called. My unstitcher, my little floss fairy thing. And then I also have these, which these are the spool holders, and I use these to hold my fabric on my hoop. And then I also, this was a piece of haul I got this week. These are from Robot Mom Sews, and it is thread gloss, and this one smells like Irish cream. And it's amazing. It makes you just want to sniff this. It smells so good. She also, I got another one, which is a gift. And then she sent a little sample. So I have those in there, and I've been testing out the thread gloss. I have never used thread gloss before, and I really like it. And I honestly feel like the projects I used the thread gloss on, really the stitches are laying much flatter. So since I'm new to using it, I haven't really been faithful in using it for every project because it's not part of my routine. I'm used to getting the floss, put it on the needle, stitch. So I'm slowly like adding that into my routine of what I do when I stitch, but the projects I was using it for, it was really looking good. And I really felt like on the projects I was stitching with 2 strands, it was helping them to lay flat. So I really liked that. Okay, so that takes me into haul. I wanted to, and I think I am going to start this, and this will just be like a late Valentine's, late anniversary start. But I ordered this and it hadn't come yet. But this is really what I wanted to start. This is 100 Ways by Plum Street. And it's not as big as Entwined Hearts. I still want to do Entwined Hearts, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the pattern I was going to start for Valentine's Day and my anniversary. But I felt like I was ready to move on to other stitching. And so I didn't really want to start this and then have it started and whatever. So I just put it all back in the bag because I got the floss and the fabric, and I'm just putting it in my basket, and maybe later on in the year I'll want to start it, but I didn't really want to, so I wasn't going to make myself start something. But this one I really like, and this is a Jane Austen quote, but I think it's so pretty. So this one I think might be my anniversary / Valentine's. It'll be a little late, but that's okay. This is Maria Higginson, 1837 by Stacy Nash. And I saw this on Rachel from Needle and Flax. She showed this on her Flosstube, and I actually ordered it from her shop. She had the pattern. I love that house. Again, it's a large pattern, which I feel like lately I have been drawn to big pieces, and I don't know what it is, but I'm like, whatever, that's where I am right now, so I'm just going to go with it. So this is the pattern. She also had the threads, so I got the threads. This came today, which is why it's all still in. And I wasn't planning to start it. And then she had, so it calls for straw by Weeks Dye Works. She had this linen. It's called Ticonderoga, 36 count. And it looks like straw from Weeks Dye Works. And I'm assuming that's what she's intending, but I thought, oh, well, that's the perfect color. So I ordered, I don't know if you can see it. I ordered the linen, the floss, and the pattern. So I'm going to put all this together. And when I get in the mood to start something else big, a big house, then I will start that. And these colors are so pretty. The pinks and the reds, and I'm trying to read what it says. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long in the Lord, which the Lord thy God given thee. It's just so pretty. The house is gorgeous. So I have that. Whenever that might strike my fancy. Then I found this at Hobby Lobby. I just found this. This is table decor. To pop this out, this is an awesome square frame. And let's see. It says 11 by 11, and I'm not sure if that's this or it's the whole thing, but this is like the perfect square frame. So I found this at Hobby Lobby. So if you are looking for a square frame, I was trying to think if I had anything that was square that I would want to put in it, but I just figured I'll get it and put it in my stack of finishing pieces, and then if I find something square, I'll put it in there. This, I don't remember if I showed this last week or not. This is an exclusive from Kitten Stitcher, and it's one of Teresa Kogut's. And I bought the pattern, the floss, and the fabric to stitch it so it looks exactly like this. And I will show you the fabric. The fabric, to me, like, makes this project. So this is an exclusive through Kitten Stitcher. I am pretty sure you can get the pattern and you can get the fabric, but last I checked, the floss, to get it with the floss, was sold out. It's like a couple, 2 weeks Dye Works, I think, and the rest are DMC. It's not very many colors, so it would not be that big of a deal to have to get it yourself. But I put in a little start on this just to see if I like the fabric. And then I decided the other day, I think I'm going to put this away and pull it out more in the fall because it's like a dark piece. The fabric is dark and the colors, it's really, really pretty. But I think I'm kind of more in the mood for some spring colors right now. So I'm going to put this, like I said, away, and I'll pull it out maybe in the summer or fall when it gets a little bit, I get kind of into that stitching. But this is what I got. I just started up in the corner to see what it looked like. This is the fabric that it calls for, which is, it's XJU Designs Dark Mocha. And this is the 36 count. She had it stitched on the 40 count. 36 is as small as I will go. But this is how, and it's so pretty. So that is this. And I feel like the fabric really makes this piece. So if you love Teresa, like I know many of you do, and I do as well, I would go and get this. I'm sure at some point she will release it, but right now it's, you can only get it at, on the Kitten Stitcher website. So that is that one. And that's in a, I have a Stitchy Bird bag by Goose that it's in. So I'll put this away until, like more the fall time and get that out again. But I love that one so much. Okay. Oh, actually I have a couple more things. This I found, this is in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, which I will flip through and see what if I see anything. This was in there, and this is by Praiseworthy Stitches. I thought this was really cute. Just for a little sampler, it would be really cute in your craft room, and you could even you could even change the colors, but I just thought I would draw your attention, especially if you get this magazine and maybe you don't always look through it. This is in this one, and this is April 2023. But I thought that was really pretty, especially for like a craft room. And then, let's see. Okay, I got this from Annie B's Folk Art. And this is Mary Hill 1826. And I have been wanting to do this little one right here. So I ordered this from her Etsy shop. This was from Keepsakes. This was the Bluebirds of Happiness from by JBW from the Stitch Away Retreat, and I wanted to get this. I am looking for fabric still of what I want to use for this, but I'm in no hurry to start this, but I just thought it was really pretty and I wanted to go ahead and get it. So you can order this. It was for a short time, it was out of stock and the website wasn't working, but now that's on there. And they also have another exclusive from Rosewood Manor, Karen Kubla, and it's a, forget what it's, Lebanon House or something like that. But it's an exclusive for their anniversary, and it is the Keepsakes house with some other stuff on there. So go check that out. Also, and then this is the last thing. This is the Life is Just a Bowl from Pine Needles. And this is the March one. And this just came. It comes with all of this. So I already have the bowl, and then it comes with all the stuff to do the inside. And here's like what it looks like. So the first month, which was February, I got the kit and the bowl. Now you'll just get this in the mail, and I'll put a link to order it if you're interested in joining in now. But so you'll get just the kit, and then you take your, like I'll take the February stuff, and then I'll stitch this and put this in there. But I'm gonna get this started because I didn't get stitching the February, but I wanna get and like try to keep up. So this is, again, this is the March one. It's really cute. So if you're interested in that, and then let's see what else I have. I think that's all. Oh, these were a couple things from Michael's. I found this for the tier tray. And then I also got these two things to go in potentially my finishing for Just Another Chocolate Bunny. These were picks from Michael's as well. So I need to, and I got all that stuff in a special spot for when that gets finished. But I wanted to get those things. And this I found also, this little thing, it was in with the picks, and it was just this beaded part. So if you're looking for that, that's where I found that. Okay, so I wanted to remind everybody about next week. Next week on Saturday, the 25th, is my 1-year anniversary on Flosstube. So I will be having my video on Saturday instead of Thursday. Saturday evening-ish, I haven't decided the time yet. I will post in my Facebook group, Sweetwater Stitcher, when it is. I'm going to do a Zoom, just chat for an hour or two, stitch. We'll just see how it goes and how much time I have. So I'll post that in the time. And then also I am going to be starting this, which is Hands-On Designed Mend. And I am really excited to get this started. I'm gonna take this with me this weekend to Brick City to find my fabric and get the rest of the floss for this, but I will be starting this on the Zoom call on the 25th. So if you're interested, join me, and I will put more information out there about this week as far as the hashtag and all that fun stuff. So again, if you're interested, this is Mend by Hands-On Design if you want to join. So that is it for today. I'm just looking around to make sure there is nothing else here. So I want to say thank you to those of you who commented. If you are, I saw a few people commenting that they are new to stitching and they don't have an LNS, or they're just new to stitching and they're not sure. Go back and look at the comments on episode 40, which was the last video. And there are so many good online shops, brick and mortar shops, which most all the brick and mortar shops, they will ship if you call your order in, or some of them have websites. You can go order on their websites to help keep them in business and support the brick and mortar local needlework shops, which is what LNS stands for. So if you are in need, or you just want to look and see what another store has, you can go peruse the comments. I did get a message and I saw that there was another troll, or whatever you want to call them, putting comments just saying like, how's the weather? Thanks for the comment, whatever. It was a man. I reported them and blocked them from the channel. So if you're seeing that, just ignore it. I think it's happening to most all the channels, so there's nothing else I can do about it. But like I said, just ignore it, and I'll go in and block and whatever. So sorry about if you got that comment back, but there's really nothing I can do. So I'm gonna announce the giveaways from last week. And then this week's video, I'm not gonna have a giveaway, because next week for my Flosstube anniversary, I'm going to have a lot of giveaways. They're going to be good giveaways. Not that the other ones aren't, but I have a lot of things in my basket, and a few people are sending me things. So stay tuned to next video. But for this week, I'm not going to have any giveaways, but you can still leave a comment what are you stitching? Are you excited for the market releases? What are you excited for? Just whatever you want to write, or not a comment at all. It doesn't matter. But thank you guys so much. And I really appreciate you following along, being interested in what I'm stitching. I love to read the comments. It really helps me to make a connection. And then it's fun whenever I meet people in person who do comment. It's fun to put a face to the name. So I also wanted to, before I announce this real quick, or say the giveaway winners, all the giveaways from last week were sent out. And then if you won a giveaway on 6 and 6, there's a couple more I have to mail out. And then the rest of them I already sent. If you sent a message to me, I sent those out already. So just look out for that. But for this week, or for the giveaways from last week, number 1 was the Strawberry Fair. And the winner is Beth Galeen, G-I-L-E-N-E, Beth Galeen. You are the winner of number 1. Send me an email to sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com, and I will forward your information to Stacy, who is actually going to mail the chart. And that chart was compliments of Stacy Stitches Creative Studio, which if you don't follow her, go follow her. And she has a bunch of pre-orders for market, or send her your pre-orders. And you can use the code Sweetwater at her shop and you will get 10% off of your order. So I'll put that in the description box too. Okay, and for number 2, the winner of Loads of Love and the Primrose Cottage tote bag is Donna Brown. Donna Brown, you are the winner. So email me, Donna, and let me know, and I will get that in the mail to you as soon as you let me know. So like I said, next week, no video on Thursday. It will post on Saturday. Look in the Facebook group for the Zoom link, and I'll post that and the time and all that kind of stuff for next Saturday, the 25th. Until then, I hope you guys get lots of stitching in, are enjoying the market release previews, and just have a great weekend and a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.